Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is the recap review for Tyler Perry's Sistas. So the episode started where it left off last time with Karen and Zach at Karen's shop, where he learns that Karen is supposedly pregnant. So he looking like, really? Like, he really looking like, okay, you just sucked the entire existence of my being away. Like, why? Of all times in life, why now? Of course, he wants to make sure that he is the father, if she's actually pregnant, all of this. And I feel like she's being unreasonable and even suggesting that him saying, are you sure that I'm the father? Because I'm sure you've had a moment or two where you've been with your man, Aaron. And like, she really was like, you better not even ask what I think you're gonna ask. Girl, bye. What you mean? What you mean? You dipped back in that pond a couple of times or whatever, but you have been with Aaron as well. So don't try to sit up and act like, oh, I know for a fact it's yours if you even pregnant. So girl, bye. He has a right to ask that. So I'm just like, child, whatever. Anyway, so he wants to know, like, are you sure? She talking about some, yeah. He was like, okay, well, did you take a pregnancy test? She was like, no, but I missed my period, whatever, whatever. And so he was like, that doesn't mean anything. Like, that could mean several things, which is true. But the heifer really could be pregnant. So it's like, girl, how you gonna bust that out of nowhere? How you gonna come up out the bushes saying I'm pregnant? Ain't got the first bit of proof or nothing. You ain't been to nobody's doctor's appointment. Like, you have done nothing. Like, what kind of fool? Okay, so anyway, let me move forward because I'm gonna get irritated all over again because she has already irritated my existence for this entire season. Like, I cannot with her. Like, she is like the main person on here who is irking my soul. Um, Female wise. Now y'all know that Gary slash and Hayden are pretty much tied and neck for the men. So we ain't even gonna go there. So anyway, at Maurice's place, he has already seriously called the cops. And Q was like, well, that's fine or whatever. Q got some humongous cojones. Because it's like, why would you sit up here and say, well, why are we waiting? You want to do something? I was like, now, sir. So he was like, nah, why would I want to do that? And you've put a gun in my face. Like, you have tried me. Like, he really was like, I mean, come on. You liked it. You liked what was in your face. I'm like, ooh, I'm so surprised. I'm so surprised Maurice didn't backhand him real quick. But he really tried it. And it's like, sir, shut up. He wants to know if Maurice will call him or allow him to call him, collect call from inmate at whatever jail. And will he write him? Maurice Thompson, yeah, I'll, write you, but, we're going to have to discuss whether or not calls are going to happen. Well, Hayden at work, Hayden as usual, and he on the phone with people. Instead of letting it go, instead of minding his business, instead of Hayden, like he always does, he's looking further into Zach, wanting to know how he came up on the lick and all of this, where he getting this money from, it ain't making sense and all of this. He found out that the stock that Zach put the money down on, it ended up hitting again and all this other stuff. And he was like, he's an ex-con. He doesn't know about any of this stuff. He shouldn't be able to know this stuff. He shouldn't be doing this, whatever. And so he is calling various people, getting this information on him. He done found out the man that closed on his house and everything. And I'm like, go somewhere and sit down. Why are you worried? Fatima still ain't gonna want you, bruh. No matter what you find out, she still ain't gonna want you. I don't understand. Why is it that so many men's egos are so fragile that it's to the point where a woman can tell you the absolute truth and say, I'm not attracted to you, or the sex was trash, without even saying it in that type of a way. And you don't get the point, and you feel like, oh no, it's because of something else. Oh no, she was, blinded by this dude over here who I think is doing better than me or whatever. Why do a lot of these men get their egos inflated like that and don't want to see a spade being a spade? I don't understand. So anyway, so Fatima then walked in and she talking to Andy and was like, you know what, I've done everything I got to do for the day. Do you need me to do anything else? She was like, no. And so she was like, okay, I'm going to head out. So she was like, okay, I'll head out with you. So they going to leave for the day. Dani at the house in her feelings because old boy has not returned a phone call, a text message, or nothing all day. She dressed up because they are all supposed to be going out to Eden to see El Fuego and everybody else that's going to be stripping tonight and all of that. Sabrina done showed up to Dani's place, and so she trying to figure out why Dani acting the way she acting, and she was like, Preston ain't said nothing to me all day. I ain't heard from him. He over there with the cute cousin and, whatever. And so she was like, well, you know what? Don't worry about me. Hopefully everything is intact with your relationship or your situationship. How's Calvin doing? And so she was like, he good. He on his way back now. His dad is fine. And he should be, coming in really soon. And she was like, well, I already tried to talk to Karen. Karen ain't say nothing. So Sabrina was like, well, let me call her. Soon as she called, even though Karen and her feelings, like Karen is literally at her salon crying, in the midst of crying and trying to get her life together because Zach went to go and get a pregnancy test. So she answered the phone for her. And so Dani told her to put it on speakerphone. And so she was like, what's going on with you? Are you going to come? And she was like, is Andy going to be there? And they were like, yeah. She was like, well, did she tell you what's going on? So they were like, no, what's going on? What happened? So I'm just like, that's just stupid. I'm so tired of Karen. I don't know what to do. But anyway, so the ladies are like, okay, let's get our lives together and leave. So Andy went home because she's going to change before she goes out with the girls. And she hears something in the back and she is assuming that naturally it's Gary leaving because she did see a bag that was packed in the living room. So she was like, Gary? And he was like, yeah. So it's him. Child, he was in the process of about to attempt to apologize or say something. She was like, hold on, never mind. Don't even say it. I already know what you're going to say. You're going to say you're sorry for everything you put me through. You're going to tell me you're sorry for the wife. You're going to tell me you're sorry for cheating. You're going to tell me you're going to never do it again. You're going to tell me that you're going to get another therapist and all these other things. And he was like, oh yeah, I was going to say all of that, but you're missing one thing. And she was like, okay, so what's that? He going to say he knew the woman that she slept with because I don't even think he knew that she had a threesome or whatever. So he was like, she was kind of looking like, okay. He was like, yeah, I knew the woman. And so, you didn't make a point to talk to her and find out who she was and none of that. But, I knew who she was and she told me about, the situation or whatever. So she was like, Gary. He turned around and was about to leave. I'm thinking this heifer finna say, leave the key and do not come back over here again. No, this heifer proceeds to say, I actually did talk to her after we were done. And she seems like a really, really nice person. And I got her information and I looked on her social media and I saw a picture of you with her. And, it was literally your behind. And she did not say behind. And so he trying to make it seem like, that was a while back. And she was like, no, it wasn't. It was actually 2 days ago. So how dare you try to come for me when you were still out here thotting and bopping? Because that was the same day that you lied and said you were going to the gym, which is what you always lie and say you're going to do. And so he really tried to call her a hoe and some mo when he been cheating. First, second, and third of all, Gary. You don't have room to say nothing about nobody because you started off on the wrong foot. You had a whole wife at the house and a whole child. A child that we don't never see or hear you discuss. So I'm going to need for you to shut all the way up. So anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. He just irks my entire soul. I cannot stand people like him. You want to be a narcissist. You want to be the one that's out here fighting and bopping. But as soon as somebody else get their life when y'all on break, ain't together no more. Y'all ain't been together in months. Y'all have not been together in months, whether you want to accept it or not. You just keep on reintroducing yourself as this changed man and, I'm finna do this, so I'm just going to be here. And it's like, okay, well, we're just here. We're just in this relationship. And I'm just like, y'all are not together anymore. What is going on? She gave the ring back. I'm confused. I could have swore that when he said, if you take this ring off, if I unlock this ring, it's over with. But you still be at the house. Why? Y'all ain't together no more, sir. What is... Okay, so anyway, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Yo, feel free to correct. Y'all know how I am. Feel free to correct me down in the comment section if I'm wrong about that, because I am not understanding why he is thinking that they are in a committed relationship when she had sex with Paris. They were not together. They were not together when she was just with old boy. The relationship was over with when she had that threesome. I'm not understanding. You've been out here fighting bopping. Shut up. And I said what I said. Okay, y'all, I'm just so tired of him. But anyway, he's supposedly leaving, whatever, do what you do. We'll see if it actually stays gone. But I feel like it's not going to happen. He need a slug. Okay, so anyway, y'all, Zach has returned. And Pam is so nosy and such a bloodhound that she can see through the bag that he got, that he has a pregnancy test. And she looking like, why would you buy a pregnancy test when I have several in the back? And he like, how can you even see that these pregnancy tests in this bag? And what you mean? So anyway, he go to get his help for multiple pregnancy tests because he was like, I just want to make sure. So she go in the back to take the test. So he ends up calling Fatima. Fatima at the house, wondering where he at. And he was like, I'm over here at Karen's shop. And so she was like, Zach, I told you not to call her. He was like, I didn't call her. I just came over here. And so she was like, you playing games now? And he was like, no, I'm not playing games or whatever, but I got to tell you something, but I can't tell you over the phone. So she was like, see, I ain't got time for this. Just tell me what it is now. He was like, I'm telling you. As soon as I leave from here, I got to go sign the paperwork to close on my house, and then I'm going to come straight to you, and we're going to have to discuss what I have to tell you in person. So Fatima was just like, I'm not liking this. And I said, I know that's right. I know that's right. So anyway, back at Maurice's place, Maurice is tired of his spirit because he's waiting for the police to get there, and they get there and, get a knock at the door. They announce who they are. They immediately get up. Maurice like this. He was like, my hands are up. My hands are up. And the police officer, keep in mind, it's two non-black police officers, gonna have the audacity to say, why are your hands up? Maurice is like, because y'all like shooting and killing us. I said, I know that's right. Nobody got time. Why you trying to act like that? Y'all in Atlanta? Okay. Not even the fact they're in Atlanta. You're in Georgia. I don't know if y'all know the history of Georgia. There are a lot of other places that do this too, but one of the first places that I really heard about this as a child, initially hearing about this, it's just the harvesting of missing black people's organs for me. Don't nobody have time. And y'all really will run up in somebody's house and kill them and be like, oh, we didn't know what was going on. I don't know how this happened. Don't want to hear it. I'm sorry. I'm tired. So anyway, they end up saying, okay, he was the bank robber and he's here and arrest him or whatever. So this whole time, this fool tells her, are you going to write me? Are you going to call me? Can I call you? So now he's trying to get more definite answers for real as to whether or not phone calls can happen. So as all of this is happening, Calvin walks in. He looking like, what the is going on in the streets in my home? Like, what? So he really was looking like when he walked in the door. And he was like, what is going on here? Why is he here? Let me go check my room. Let me go check and see if my stuff is here. He was like, I watched him the whole time. He didn't take anything. And he was like, you know what? This don't even make no sense. Why would you even bring him here? He was like, look, he wanted me to go with him to the station. I didn't know he was going to be here. I didn't let him in, whatever. So he was like, I bet you finna go get a pen and paper right now and start writing him. So then he was trying to tell him to get out. He was like, I pay half the rent up in here. Maurice walked off and was like, you actually pay more than that, which I'm not surprised. It would not surprise me if rent was like $2,000. And he got that man paying $1,500. It would not surprise me. It would not surprise me. So anyway, Zach is over there waiting to see what this heifer gonna come up with. The heifer come from the back, waiting on the results. And then it pop up that the heifer pregnant. And I'm tired. And I'm just like, come on now. So he wants to know what she want to do and what she gonna do. And she looking like, what you mean what I'm gonna do? He's like, it's your body, your choice. But I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna fit in, especially since you with old boy. Like, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have him be a part of it. So I'm gonna try to fit in where I'm gonna get in where I fit in. Financially, as the father in the family, all this stuff or whatever. Child, she had a moment where I wanted to backhand her because it's like, how you gonna sit up here and make it seem like he's being an a-hole to you In all the moments when he really is being that, you get your entire life. And you don't even check him at all. Don't want to hear nobody say nothing about, oh, her emotions are out of whack. Her emotions are out of whack because of the pregnancy. Karen is just how she is. She just is who she is, pregnancy or not. He was not being an a-hole to her in these situations. He was really trying to keep his composure. He really was like, whatever you decide to do, I'm with it. She was like, I hope you know that I'm not having an abortion. That ain't even one of the options. And he was like, okay, I wasn't suggesting that that's what you're supposed to do. I just want to know where my role is. What you want my role to be, especially if I am the father. And then again, she did not want to hear him say, am I actually the father and all this other stuff? But it's like, yeah, you had sex with him once. Okay, but there is still a 50% chance that he is the father. Girl, you went to college. Why you trying to act dumb? And I mean, I know that can still be considered to be an oxymoron because a lot of people have gone to school and they were passed along because they were amazing for the football programs. We ain't even gonna go sit up here and lie because I knew plenty of people who were dumb as rocks and they got passed through classes. And they were sleeping with teachers and some more. But we ain't even finna get into that because y'all already know what it's hidden for. So anyway, this heifer over here in her feelings. And like the fact that Zach had to tell this heifer, whatever is the outcome, whatever happens, whatever you decide to do, I'm gonna need for you to know we still ain't gonna be together. He had to tell you that, heifer, because you really probably had it in your mind, in your frontal lobe and all of that, oh, maybe this is a sign that we can be together. Go somewhere and sit down. Go somewhere and sit down. So anyway, Pam over here talking about, oh, well, I promise I'm not going to tell nobody. Because Karen threatened to fire her. And I'm like, girl, I mean, it ain't like y'all got clients. Like, what money is going to be given to her in the form of a paycheck for much longer? Because you ain't got no clients 99% of the time. So what is we talking about? You're threatening nothing. You're threatening her with nothing. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You got to have something. You got to have something if you want to be with me. Okay, so anyway, I'm just like, girl, yo, shut up. Karen just get on my nerves. I can't do it. So anyway, everybody at Eden, except for Andy, which means Dani and Sabrina are at Eden. Sabrina is on one. Why does Heifer take a Valium? Why does she have a Valium? Why? Who gave you a prescription? What for? What is going on? Now, are they going to try to say, oh, because of what happened with the robbery at the bank, that's why she's been prescribed that, whatever. I'm just trying to understand. Dani noticed that this heifer was on one. She had already, first of all, the heifer already was drinking wine when she was at Dani's place before they even left. So somewhat of a pre-gaming situation was going on. Now they at the club. She got a glass in front of her, okay? And so Dani's trying to figure out what's going on with her. She seemed a little lit. What's going on? She tells her that she took a Valium, and I'm like, why? Dani was like, why too? And this heifer talking about, oh, well, because of Calvin. If I could just take that little piece away from him, he would be perfect. And y'all know the little piece is the fact that he likes pegging. Girl, I don't understand why people don't understand how easy it is to just say no. And I mean, not just to drugs. Ma'am, if you don't want to do that, or you fear that in some way he gonna try to sneak it in at some point, and then you're gonna feel obligated to peg him, just don't be with him. Don't be with him. What's so hard? What's so hard? I don't understand. The heifer legit says she's experiencing such high anxiety from the notion that she would have to, just his sexual side. And I'm just like, girl, you over here doing the most, and you mixing medication with alcoholic beverages, and Dani letting it go down. I'm like, Dani, all right now, I know you be doing the most with weed and alcohol, but that's a completely different beast. Now, if she end up somewhere face down, half dead somewhere, you're going to be part of the problem. I said what I said. So anyway, nobody is going to address that elephant in the room. I don't know if that's an oversight or just something we were supposed to breeze through as viewers, but I already know stuff like that ain't supposed to mix. And I ain't even no weed head. I ain't no alcoholic. I don't drink alcohol like that. And I don't pop pills at all in any capacity, not even an aspirin. I haven't had a pill, a pain pill or anything like that in over 4 years. 3-4 years. And even when I was taking them then, it was every other blue moon when I was in excruciating pain. Alkaline life will have you not having to do that no more. But anyway, I said what I said. So anyway, Andy arrives and everybody want to know what's the problem as far as she and Karen are concerned, because she brought it up on the phone. She was like, all she told us was that y'all got into it and whatever. And so she was like, y'all had an issue. What was the problem? So she was like, well, she popped up at my job. Fatima and I were in the middle of a conversation and she walked in on me telling her that she should go for it with Zach. And so here they come. You know she loved that man. So the relationship over with. Why is we acting like we don't understand it's over with? And that's how much he lived for her. He lived for Fatima so much that he'd have let it be known that I ain't got time for you no more. We not doing that back and forth. He has explicitly told this heifer, I'm done. He has told her, I'm all the way done. My breaking point and point of no return was when you had them folks called on me. And you know I ain't do this to you. I'm done. You knew I had 3 strikes, heifer. Yes, I'm the one who has gotten into trouble. But the one time I ain't do nothing, you called the folks on me. That let me know I don't need to deal with you no more, never in life. But child, she still didn't want to hear that. So Karen appeared when she told everybody she probably wasn't even coming. Like, she pretty much said, I'm not coming. But she appeared. I guess because she in her feelings and want to vent a little bit more because of how she feeling since Zach left her high and dry and was like, well, let me know. Call me when you figure out what you want to know. Because that's where their conversation ended. Pam was talking about, I'll be, I'm a really good babysitter. And she looking like, girl, let's take this one step at a time. You doing too much. So anyway, she arrived and she talking to them. And Dani even had to say, girl, he did tell you. Because she is still on this train of, he didn't tell me if we was going to be together no more. He didn't tell me it was over. Dani was like, but he did though. And she was like, no, he didn't. We always get back together. Okay, but he told you it was over. Like, y'all do know that she was the mediator / her place was where y'all was at. So she overheard the whole conversation. And that is over with. He straight up told you it was over. It has to stop. Sabrina's so high. She over here tells, I don't know if I know I'm not supposed to tell y'all this, but Zach been hitting it big with that stock he been on. It just went up again by like $1.4 million. So everybody looking like, oh my gosh. Woo, child. Dani looking like, he ain't tell me he closed on the house. He ain't tell me about all this stuff. I got to call him. So they told me, I'm sorry, Karen. Girl, bye. Sorry for what? So anyway, El Fuego about to come out and do what he doing. Zach closed on the house. Hayden behind and rolled up. And I was just like, don't you have something better to do with your life? Like, when I get out of work, I want to go somewhere and relax. His mind is always set on, let me figure out how I can set Zach up to go down. As if somehow Fatima is going to come running to him and they're going to be together. I'm not understanding. What did he think the end goal going to be? What do you think it's going to be? I'm tired. But that's where it ended. And I'm sick and tired of him. I guess it's going to come back next week. I think this is going to be the last episode of the season. And I'm sick and tired. I'm so sick and tired of these folks. Anyway, thank y'all for watching this. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. Thumbs up this video. Let's discuss this foolishness down in the comment section, child.